Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel Sailing Victoria. My name is Ivan and I'm rebuilding sailboat named Victoria. Today's plan is cut off this big 6 feet of top skin from the deck on the starboard side and replace the core. It seems like the 6 feet is ended up in this section of the bulkhead, so it's probably here. And let me see. Yeah, actually I feel some curve here. Yeah, I'll drill a hole and go through here. Well, it seems like the joint is right going through the hole for the fuel inlet. I think I can do diagonally, maybe like this or like that, doesn't really matter, whatever it takes. Yeah, let's mark it and cut it off. Well, another 6 feet of wet MDF is good to go. So I ground out this top skin. Now it's drying because I washed it a little bit. Mostly splashed with the fresh water. So yeah, keep going. So the deck is cleaned from all the soaked core, and I just need to grind it down and install that plank and put some layers of glass on the edge and fill with the resin that thickened with the Cabosil. The only thing I couldn't get it's the thickness of this top skin. Actually over here especially, as you can see, is very thin, and from what I've seen on the port side, it was actually way thicker than here. I don't know what happened here actually, but anyway, I'm gonna do duplication anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Well, everything is ready. Let's glue it on. So the Cabosil foam is ready. 1708 is ready together with the pill ply. So unfortunately it's pretty much evening time. I don't want to start it in the evening, so I'll start it tomorrow in the morning. Next morning, let's try the surface here. Well, I want to explain a little bit about what am I doing here. So the resin itself is like a liquid, you know, like a water, I would say. So I want to make it thicker, and then after that the resin will stay in place in any shape, even upside down. So I use a 1 ounce cap, probably volume, maybe a little more, just cut off from the small cap. So the mixing this thing is a little bit tricky. You can't just mix like you know, like your sugar and tea. It won't go this way, so it will fly off. So what I do, I just push it down a little bit like this, and these motions make it way faster to mix actually, and it saves a lot of time. So the resin here is not really activated, it's just pure polyester resin. So once I pre-mix thickened resin, I will add activator, which is MEKP, and then the timer will start from that point. So one batch is here and it's still leaking, so I need more. Let's add some more. For 500 milliliters, I would say I've used maybe 5-6 cups of this Cabosil, which makes really nice thickened resin. And yeah, see, if once it gets thicker, I can change the mixing pattern to rotational, which is speeds up as well. So let's mix it up, mix. Still falling down, so I need more, I guess. Maybe one big scoop. There we go. So always start pushing it down and then do rotational motion like this. Okay, that's almost there. So ideally to mix to the consistency that you don't have white dots, but I think it's not really possible. It will be there anyway, unless you add too much Cabosil there. Yeah, I would say this is good. Nothing is falling almost. So good. Let's go stick it on. I didn't notice any problems with this, so yeah, it's laid down pretty good. So we'll wait until this stuff gets solid and put a top skin on. Next day, and overnight was really wet. It's not rainy, just like, you know, air temperature goes down, has a bunch of moisture build up on the deck, and I had to dry the surface actually. Anyway, I want to say a few words about this light blue fabric. Why am I using this? So as you know, I use a polyester resin, mostly unwaxed, and this unwaxed resin normally doesn't really cure completely when it has a contact with the air. So there's a few methods to isolate from the air. So one of those is using a waxed resin. The other one is use any other thing like gel coat with the wax or something else, or use a PVA, which is polyvinyl alcohol, which just dissolve the plastic in alcohol, which can form a little film and isolate from the contact with the air. And the other thing I like to do is use this peel ply. This is special plastic, this is special fabric with the textured surface, which left really nice smooth surface underneath of that kind of layup, and it's actually tacky on top and it's not really tacky under. So let's peel it off and touch it underneath. So on top it's really tacky, but once I take it, peel it off completely, underneath is really nice cured surface, really nice, not tacky at all. So this is really good stuff. Yeah, really nice surface. I just need to sand it down a little bit on the edges to make it more square, to make sure that top skin will sit really nicely all over around with all matches heights. So yeah, let's sand it down a little bit. Okay, all edges are almost okay, I would say. The only thing, it's just dropped down for some stupid reason, I don't know why, but that's fine, no big deal. Anyway, it's time to wash it out and put some resin underneath and assemble this whole thing. Well, not too bad, I would say. Unfortunately, there is a one step down build up, and I don't know, I thought I just release a little more juice out from the resin, thickened resin, but I pushed too much and it went down. So anyway, we'll deal with this later on. This is it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and leave comments down below. Thank you. Bye.